Sweeney Law Firm visits us usually once a month, and David Farnbauch, always good to have you here. And this is an interesting topic to me as a broadcaster. I know what a focus group is, but I guess it's kind of extended into your line of work now.
Yeah, it's been around, I would say, Dirk, for, I want to say probably 10 years in our business, probably longer, but I think more and more lawyers are starting to recognize the value of having focus groups. And what focus groups are in our world are, we usually have two groups of 8 to 10 people that we find to serve as focus group jurors, and we present our cases to them, usually through a moderator that presents both sides in an even-handed way. And then we videotape these focus group jurors deliberating about the case. And we gain very valuable information, because what we've learned is lawyers don't always know what trips the trigger of people that are sitting on a jury.
Right, right. So obviously it's important feedback that you guys now have access to. Where do you get these focus group participants?
We get them on Craigslist.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we get them on Craigslist, and we pay them usually about $125 per session. Usually the sessions last, give or take, about 4.5 hours. And people love to do it. It's interesting for them. Most people aren't asked to do something like this in their lifetime, so they find it to be very interesting and stimulating. And like I said, we get some great feedback, just things that we never thought were important in the case. When we watch these focus group jurors deliberate on certain facts that they think are important to the case, it really helps us tailor our presentation in the courtroom around what real people think are important.
Right, because sometimes, I'm sure this happens, as somebody who's been knee deep in this case for a long time, you forget what it's like to not know the facts and the story and things like that.
You hit the nail on the head. When lawyers get immersed in a case, like I said, the facts that we think are critical and are really essential facts to the outcome of the case, as lawyers, more often than not, we learn that those facts to the case that we think are case dispositive or very important to the outcome of the case are not that important to the focus groups.
How, you said you kind of do this with two separate focus groups. Do they often agree, or is there times where you? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out how you work this.
What we typically do with the two focus groups, we usually do one focus group that we call a concept focus group, where we're just trying to more or less get the focus group jurors talking about the subject matter of our case, what they think is important, their values as it pertains to the subject matter of the case, what they think is important. And then the second focus group that we usually do, we ask them to actually deliberate to a verdict, where they come back with percentages of comparative fault, or they come back with a damage award and say, here's what we would award, here's what we think the damages are worth. And that gives us some feedback on what to ask a real jury to award in a trial.
I think that's fascinating. Those tools are at your disposal, and as a client, that would make me feel so much more prepared and give me so much more confidence in my lawyer's preparation. If you'd like to find out more about how Sweeney Law Firm can be put to work for you if you have a case, and use all these resources, SweeneyLawFirm.com is the number to call, or it's the web page, and the number to call you see right there on the screen. We'll be right back on Insight.